Have you ever looked at your YouTube homepage and questioned why some of these videos are sitting there? Now, I've had this question asked many times myself, where I'll look at something and some oddball video will be thrown in my recommended. Something I've never searched, something I've never alluded to or even talked about. Because, I mean, as we know, technology, these things listen to you and will often craft and cater content towards you. But many times this isn't the case at all. And sometimes some of these recommendations are outright bizarre. Like, I recall of a time that I saw this video of Delta P, which is an instructional video of what to do in underwater dangers. I would never desire to find that or look into it. But curiosity still got me looking into it and watching it. And I actually turned out to enjoy this video, oddly enough. And although many of these videos sometimes are just a one-off thing, sometimes you watch a video and you're actually gripped by the subject matter, where you end up falling down what they call a rabbit hole of content, where you watch this video and this video, and as the YouTube algorithm sees these clicks, it continues to push out more content related to that. And something that you never initially cared or desired or looked at ever becomes this thing that you're actually very, very interested in. Now, over the years of watching content on YouTube, I've fallen down many of these rabbit holes, seeing many different content varying from how to cook things to sumo wrestling to just weird and obscure games that I've totally forgotten about. And today, that's exactly what we're going to be looking at. A little obscure, a little funky, a little interesting game. Now put on that seatbelt, because we're going to take a very rough, very bumpy, and very hazardous journey to the nuclear wasteland. We're going to be talking about Fallout. And for those who have no idea what that game is, here's a little Google definition to help you get up to speed, because I'm not going to explain it. Pretty much in essence, Fallout, bombs came down, boom, nukes, big old clouds, and then people went in a vault to preserve human society, and then, they emerge out of a vault. I'm a new main character, and, the world is all weird and crazy with all these weird, crazy, wacky things going on. That's essentially what Fallout is. And amid all the weird, crazy, wacky, weird-looking dudes and things, there lies an underlying question. How did all this come about? Where do these weird things come from? Just a little nuke bomb dropping, hitting the ground, created all this. That doesn't sound very interesting. I'm not on board. And that was kind of me, in a sense. Like, to very plainly simple lay it out in like a really dumbed down way. And that's the first bit that drew me into this rabbit hole that is Fallout on YouTube. It was the lore behind this game. Now, the lore meaning it encompasses a lot of things. It obviously encompasses the creation and the conception of certain ideas and things and creations and stories, but it also goes along with theories and as well as exploration, because all these things that I just mentioned are videos that you can actively find by looking up Fallout on YouTube, and these are all videos that I've seen through simply just watching lore videos. Now, I'm not going to do a deep dive on any of the Fallout lore in particular, but if you're very interested in seeing what some of this stuff is all about, here are a few channels that I came across that actually had wonderful content creation. I'm sure there's many, many more, but when it came to really grabbing me and intriguing me and discovering more about the Fallout world, these channels are what pulled me in and ultimately had me really fall down the beginning of this rabbit hole. And some of the lore that I found more intriguing, lore of interest being more centered around New Vegas. New Vegas stuff's super interesting, especially when it comes to the Big Empty. That junk is just very wild, very dystopian. Basically, it's like this think tank of just a bunch of smart scientists that were around for a little bit, and then they just created all these wild abominations that are floating around and walking around in the New Vegas world. That was my most interesting kind of thing. That's the thing that I most enjoyed. It's very fascinating, very dystopian and dark. Like, even for a Fallout thing, definitely takes even more of a darker turn. Like, there are people called lobotomites, and they made the giant, I forgot the name of the flies. I'll put a picture up there. But very interesting lore. If you're going to look at it, I'd start there, because that is very fascinating. Now, as I continued to stumble down this big old rabbit hole to the endless abyss of the Fallout world, I didn't only just come across lore. One of the other concepts, if you will, or videos, or really just content that I fell across was challenge videos. Now, challenge videos, it's nothing new. I feel like every game under the sun has its own fair share of, what if I could beat the game this way? Or what if I beat the game with only doing this or did this? And I think that happens to kind of leech off of speedrunning culture a little bit. It's just doing something different. You know, it's playing the game in a fast way or playing the game in a different, obscure way because, you know, everyone plays the conventional way. Let's do something different. But Follow has a pretty interesting scene. There's actually quite a few content creators as well. With here are a few of my favorite ones. I know this video is kind of turning into, well, it was initially supposed to be this anyways, just me showing what I came across, the content that I stumbled across, and just sharing people that I thought were interesting. It's not like me coming out producing some new Nobel Peace Prize winning concept. I just think these things are cool. But yeah, those are some awesome creators. They do various different challenges, most of which seem very not challenging, most of which that seem very torturous, more than it'd be funny and wacky to beat the game with a stick. Yeah, more torturous things. That's why I'm watching it, not doing it, because I don't want to put the hours into doing that. But yeah, very fascinating. And I think for Fallout in and of itself, it just has its own unique little challenge video genre dealio. With an open world game, a lot of things are possible. There are a lot of different ways of doing things, skips or items you can acquire. And I think that really leads to an endless possibility of different challenges versus like a regular format for a video game. If that's making any sense, hopefully it is. But yeah, I mean, go check those guys out. Go look up some of that content. Some amazing videos. Here are a few examples of interesting videos that I came across and really loved. Anyways, go peep them out. Moving on. The last few things I stumbled down on the almost bottom of the rabbit hole were just kind of generic stuff like modding. And there was a very interesting certain content creator that I came across where he just explored and talked about certain monuments in the Fallout universe, which is kind of a unique concept, I guess. It wasn't super entertaining, but I mean, just some more content that caught my eye. Just at the very bottom, the depths, you can't see anything. You know what's going on. That's what I found at the bottom of the Fallout rabbit hole. And modding is kind of it's as abundant as grass, so that's in every game. But either way, to wrap it up, yeah, that's about it. That's all I have. Hopefully you enjoyed the journey. Hopefully I've inspired you to look back into a game maybe you've put on the shelf for a long time. Either way, also last closing thought, forgot about this too. Fallout 76, I know traditionally it has this mindset of, oh, this game is doo-doo fart, doo-doo diarrhea, I hate it, disgusting, smells bad. It had a terrible launch, but the game kind of came together years later. So take a look at it, I guess, if this inspires you. Go play some nostalgic Fallout, but take a look at 76. It's a very fun game. I'm definitely enjoying it from the 40-some 40 hours that I've put into it thus far. Been playing it for a few weeks. But either way, hopefully you guys enjoyed the content. Hopefully I've inspired you to look at something that I found interesting. Either way, have a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next video. Deuces.